Welcome back to FFP amigos. And today we're actually talking not about Chelsea, but about Arsenal playing Manchester United in the FA Cup. What a match. What a match. And for us Chelsea fans, there was a little bit of some very special things that happened that we enjoyed very much, like Havertz having a stinker, Sterling not being able to do much for them. And a great thing is that after this match, they had to go to extra time unfairly, which we'll get into that right now. And it was trash. And now Arsenal have to play Tottenham with less legs for the weekend against a team that will be running at you. So good all round to watch the Gunners suffer. But above all, and before we even get started, congratulations, Manchester United. Again, a shout out to my friend Cadi. Congratulations, Man United. You watched a good game. I actually wasn't going to watch this game until this friend, guy, he sent me a message if I'm watching the game. And I said, why the hell not? Let me jump in and watch it. It's an FA Cup between Arsenal and Manchester United. And I already saw a pretty tough United, being a lesser team, put on a show and put on a game against Liverpool. And even though there's been a run of bad results for them, a couple of 2-0 to lesser competition. I don't think you can say that anymore, but historically lesser competition. They put on that good fight, and I thought today they might put on a fight, and they certainly did. So let's get into it. First of all, both teams seem to have taken it quite seriously, and both their formations, their lineups were pretty strong today, without a doubt. I can say that much. So they both put on strong teams. Martin Odegaard, which was the missing piece that we had before, and Arsenal was there to play today. Saka is really hurting them, and the fact that they don't have a striker is really killing them. So, in the first 20 minutes, so I'll walk you through the sort of the notes of the matches as I saw it, as I was seeing it. So in the first 20 minutes, it's all Arsenal. As a matter of fact, they even managed to score a goal, but it was offside, and not much that came from that at all. And the midfield was being completely overrun by Arsenal, and I thought, if they don't recover from that, it's really going to be a long day. But I always felt that, you know, it feels throughout the whole game that Arsenal, and that's why people are saying that they need a striker, especially with Saka out, that the goals are not going to come from anywhere. So it's starting to feel that way. Minute 28, Martinez gets a yellow card for putting his hand across the chest of Jesus, and he was actually holding his leg. So it was a soft yellow. I was watching this with Mark Goldbridge on the watch along, as well as watching live on TV. And absolutely, they were losing their minds. The Manchester United fans, starting around that time, middle of the first half, they felt the ref was being unfairly treating them. I don't think it was treating them as unfairly as they claimed, but in a couple of key incidences, I think they did, which made this far more powerful and a beautiful way to have won this match. But he gets a soft yellow, and you don't want Martinez on a soft yellow early in the match because, as you know, remember, I if you guys watched my other video, he did an interview in Spanish recently where, he was talking about adapting to Amorim, and he likes playing three in the back and all this good stuff. And one of the things that he mentioned that he's trying to prove upon is that he fights a little bit too aggressively sometimes for every ball, as if it were the last ball of the match. And that sometimes leads to having too many yellow cards or a red card. But mostly he was speaking about yellows. They accumulate, and then in key matches he can't be there. And he was really saddened that he missed the last match against Arsenal, which in this match, let me tell you something. Did you guys notice Amorim? He's an interesting guy, man. I think he did it because of height and also because of pressing and defending. He put, in the last minutes of the second extra time, he put Lisandro Martínez as a 9. So that's really interesting. I admire coaches that are willing to try stuff like that. It seemed logical once you see it, though, once you think about it. But before that, it just sounds crazy. In any case, he was a little bit conditioned, and the game was really boring in that first half. You would see Martin Odegaard play these, he's such a skillful player. So he'd play beautiful passes, curl them in behind the defenders, but never with a real sense of danger so far at that point in the first half. And I feel that, it really suited Manchester United, even though that as a Chelsea fan and an older Chelsea fan, we know that you can be defending and the other opposition maybe having some half chances on target. But sometimes when you feel you're in a rhythm and it's going to be hard to get scored on, so you can actually control the match that way, or at least take a battering, knowing that on the counter you can win this game. And that's sort of what it felt throughout. So the game was kind of boring, but I thought that was good for them. The only fear that I had throughout the game was that Arsenal, famously this year, are strong on set pieces. And today they were not. I think they had like 10 or a little bit over 10 corners. No, never much real danger for United there. They defended those really well, even though the keeper, I think, didn't do well in a couple that he came out. And actually, one, he was almost scored from a direct Olympic goal, as they say in Spanish, straight from the corner kick. But in any case, I didn't see much danger there. And actually, a couple of free kicks that they dropped the ball into the field, into the box at United, they dealt with it. And if that was the only fear I ever had, that Arsenal is gonna make it through that. In any case, minute 52, Garnacho intercepts against the run of play. He intercepts a ball from an intercepted ball, and he quick run. The pressing's really good. I think they make a huge mistake in Arsenal in trying to play out, being one of the last men stuck on the left hand side. That's the time where you don't risk that pressure pass, and you maybe have to play back to the keeper. Garnacho takes advantage of it, runs really, really quickly, has two options. Sort of the immediate, obvious options, but they're sort of well marked, and he finds a beautiful pass to Bruno, which Bruno Fernandes does what Bruno Fernandes does, and he scores that. And now I'm excited, and it feels like a game that certainly Manchester United could win. And after a while, Sterling is also on the field, and I'm not gonna lie, as a Chelsea fan, I really like that Sterling sucks, because I don't want them helping Arsenal, because as far as I understand, we've been paying part of his salary. So if we're paying him to suck and keep them out of the cup, that's fantastic. If he wants to come on the Premier League and suck, we'd appreciate that too. I don't want to trash anybody. I want to be positive with all players, but we can't help with that. And the same thing with Havertz, and he gave us a couple of gifts today. Oh my God. In any case, I'm happy at that point. Minute 54, there's a chance. There was actually two chances that Havertz had. In minute 54, one was like 7 feet and one was 3 feet from goal. And we Chelsea fans know about that. We warned about that, this guy. And he's under so much heat and so much pressure right now since the goals are not coming for Arsenal. But come on, man. You can't miss that. You can't miss that. Okay, one, you could have said it could have been blocked because the defender was coming in the way. But he misses the target. He misses the goalie. He misses the post. He misses the defender. He needs that close. And one time, fine, but two where you can't, smack the ball, caress the ball, so many options that he had that close. You have to hit the target. You have to make the keeper work at the very minimum. You have to score, actually. If this excuse that we used to live in Chelsea, but he's not a striker, okay, then you shouldn't play him as one, be number one, and find somebody to play. But in any case, if he's been playing that role for a few years now, right, on and off. And if you're a professional footballer and an offensive second striker, there's no excuse. I think that dude is a little bit jinxed, and he has like this likable face, and I think that's really tough for him. So a lot of people take glee from that, both Arsenal, both Chelsea fans, and today Manchester United fans watching him suffer. But in any case, another terrible thing, Dalo's on a yellow, and then he comes in 2 feet. The United fans were saying, no, that was not that was a double yellow, man. That was a double yellow. It came too quick. It was a little bit silly. And, he gets a red card. And now, what are my thoughts at that point? I'm like, oh, wow. I'm not that, normally I would have said it's over. And actually, I think all the United fans were saying it's over. The referee's against us. Arsenal has too much dominance in the game. It's a matter of time that the goal goes in. But in my mind, I always felt, look, if they just manage to defend well, they will get another chance on the counter. Also, because I felt at some point Diallo was going to play in, and that guy is violently fast. And Arsenal is going to give it to you, man. because they're going to enter in desperation. They do not want to go to extra time. Extra time is terrifying to them, assuming, like I said, they have a lot of running coming in the upcoming game. But in any case, he's out. And at this point, again, I've told you guys I hate Lisandro Martínez, but I want to give him a mention because I would love him if he was my player. That guy has the cojones. And actually today, United, Bruno had a great game, but not a magical game like he did against Liverpool. But still, I mean, what a good player he is. I mean, shout out to a lot of players. I think, Diallo, Ahmad. The goalkeeper he kept you guys in the game. He made a couple of mistakes here and there, but he also kept you in the game. So I don't know. I want to mention also at this point Maguire, because somebody that was so trash so long ago. I think that the captain ban didn't really serve him, but since he lost the captain ban, he improved and he's solid. And I think in a line of three, he does really well. I think he had a good match too, and I think he's an important player when you have this sort of match. It's amazing, right? Because he was probably the player that would have messed up a few years ago, or when he was getting trashed. But now it seems like you can depend and count on him, and that's interesting. And look, as a Chelsea fan, I'm not saying I don't want Maguire, but I'm saying to have somebody with that level of experience, somebody who is potentially an England captain, has played a Euros, played World Cups, to have him in the back could be really important for a young team. And I think that's something Chelsea's missing. And if he stays at that level or improves and that system suits him, that could be a really great thing for you guys. In any case, United down to 10 men, and the referee gives a incredibly soft penalty to Havertz, which makes you hate the guy even more, right? Because I don't even know if I should call it a soft penalty. It felt like it wasn't. He just took a horrible dive. He's sort of touched, and then after that he dropped. So it felt incredibly unfair. Now I'm rooting for United. Like when that happened, I'm like, it's over. I'm invested in the game. I'm paying attention. I don't care that it was boring before. It's getting exciting now. And now I'm actually full-blown going for United. That's the second time I find myself going for United in the last month. The other one was with Liverpool. I will never be a red or wear anything red, but I'll pop up this guy for you. How about that? That's when I'm good luck United. And now I'm going all United in the match. This guy's called El Chapulín Colorado. For you Latinos out there, may remember him. And this guy came up today, and he showed up to destroy Arsenal today on behalf of Manchester United. And we're so happy to see that. In any case, with this pen, Bayindir saves the penalty, which is really good. Like I said, I'm rooting for Arsenal now. And again, I actually feel now United is in a chance to win because the counter feels so likely and legs are going and that desperation is entering in Arsenal. And then minute 87 comes that second miss. Like I said, now the one that was like 3 feet. Like you could have wished the ball. You could have just enough hope could have probably tapped the ball into the goal for Havertz, and he doesn't. So now I'm so happy because Sterling is sucking and Havertz is sucking, and justice in football is being made for somebody that is being wronged, is still in the game and fighting. And that added time was really interesting. There was a shot like towards the end because United's Arsenal's desperate. Declan Rice has a good shot, which again he doesn't. I don't think he's doing that good either, and I just don't like the fact that he could have come to United. So I'm just on hater mode today. He could have come to Chelsea and he didn't. But that's when I discovered Diallo now, and I'm like, this guy's gonna score. That's what I felt that was wrong, but he's totally gonna score. Anyway, at the end of time, I'm just looking at my notes. Nothing crazy here. I'm just still shocked that Arsenal hadn't made much of set pieces at that point. And at the start of the second time, Zirkzee gets criticized by, again, Mark Goldbridge that was watching the watch along for that shot. I don't know if you guys saw it. Because it was a poor shot. That was not a poor shot, amigo, actually, I think. He's on the left side of the goalposts, and he takes he does the eyes. He has a line of defenders in front of him. He does the eyes like he's going to take a curler wide, and he hits it to the first post. It just so happens that the keeper was, on it. But that, if that many keepers would take the one step to the left to be able to take on that curler shot, and they wouldn't make it down to the bottom right. So I like that shot, actually. I think you guys, you United fans, are too tough on Zirkzee. And today, he shut your mouth. Shut your dirty, filthy mouths today, right? And tell me in the comments if there's any United fans out there. I'm not saying he's a great player, but some of the fans had booed him a few weeks back in the stadium, and that's a little crazy. So tell me how you feel about him today. In any case, Diallo, which I love that player, has a headed chance, and he doesn't see it. And at this point, I'm like, it's over. Penalties. We're going to penalties because Arsenal is not going to score. And actually, we do. So what's the glory of penalties? The main thing? Kai Havertz misses his penalty. And that brings happiness to Manchester and all Chelsea fans. And Bruno Fernandes takes his penalty with class, with his little hop, which I really love to see as always. Young Euro, which was actually brought in to the last few minutes of the game. So I like that guy. I mean, I've only seen him play for 8 minutes of my life, but I like him. And he scores with a little hop. Get the out of here, man. Really? Ballsy kid. And then obviously, Euro scores a normal one, which is great. And Martinez is the one that scores with a little hop. So he plays as a 9, and he scores with the hop. Get out of here, Martinez. I understand why many guys are fans. Look, I know he's not the tallest guy. He has some weaknesses in his game, but again, the cojones on that guy. I love it. And then finally, it comes down to Zirkzee. And Mark Goldbridge is saying, like, 'cause he's being kind of cruel, and he's like, this is your career. Your whole life depends on this penalty, Zirkzee. Which imagine the pressure you must have felt. I mean, it's still third round, I know, but you're going to be out of the cup if you don't play, especially in the FA Cup, especially against Arsenal. And he puts it in. So again, simply said, congratulations, Manchester United. Thank you for such a game. What a crap performance from the referees. And this is the second and main question for all fans. Any of you who made it this far, any of you who watch this game, I don't care what team do you support. How do you feel about VAR now? Yes, we can have the argument that if some of these things had gone to VAR, that VAR would have screwed it up and done something stupid. But then it would have been really different, right? It would have been exposed that their thinking is flawed, or the rules are trash, or their interpretation of the rule. Because right now the ref just gets away with saying, "Oh, that's the way I saw it." Right? I didn't have a good view of it, or from the angle that I was watching this happened. That excuse gets removed when it's VAR, right? So that's to speak to. Of course, that wouldn't have fixed any of the fouls, but it could have done something with that free kick or that yellow card. If you have a VAR, like how much VAR could or should be involved? Should they be involved more in yellows and stop the game? Just opening the question about the VAR, right? Because the FA Cup has given us the opportunity. I know that it doesn't apply to all the plays. But are we better off with or without VAR? Because that could have been inside the box that Bruno gets brought down, right? So, how do you feel? Are we better with or without VAR? Because remember, you just get a chance to see a couple of cup games without VAR to contrast. So let me know your thoughts. Other than that, again, congratulations, Man United. And I hope to see you guys in the further stages of the FA Cup. And I actually hope that we come across you. It'd be an interesting game. But then I would really hope to destroy you. And other than that, and to all the Chelsea fans, thank you so much. So all the other fans, I will doing reviews about other games, of course, with a little bit of a Chelsea perspective and maybe a Latino perspective. So if you want some of that, please like and subscribe. I'll continue to make better content every day for you. And as always, if any of my Chelsea players or fans are watching, come on, you Blues.